final map of the game. We have seen it happen quite a bit for a lot of these teams. I think it was a Miramar where the Malaysian teams of Friendly Fire Gaming were able to score one big win for themselves in that game number 4, whereas game number 5 of ArkAngel, it was AX that was able to score that big win for themselves as well. Could it be another win for the Malaysian contingent to give them a hit here? But will it be more of the same for Indonesia or even Singapore? So I'm really, really excited to see how this is going to be turning out for these teams, because at the end of the day, I feel that it is going to be very, very much intuitive of the overall experience to see how this game is going to go. Now, from Campo Militar all the way down to Valley Del Mar is going to be our flight path for this final game and our final matchup of the day. So how do you feel about this overall flight path here, Contra? What does it show you?
Well, it definitely shows us a little bit more diversity as compared to, you know, that sort of the vertical drop that we had early on, or should I say horizontal. I get a little bit confused, you know, from time to time. But you get the drill. It was east to west or west to east for quite a number of times. Now that we have almost every sort of the town unlocked for all the players, so it will take maybe some time before they start gathering up and, of course, take on close proximity fights. But at the very least, this gives them ample room, go in for that full-fledged 4 versus 4, no holds bar, full stack of items, to, of course, go in for those long-range engages. And if you do see from the screen right down below, of course, so let's have a little bit of a peek on the Extraordinaire with a little bit more taps going on. But PUBG news state's coming up, and I am stoked to, of course, get that game downloaded. But first, you guys will have to register from your iOS or even Android mobile.
Yep, so make sure you get it down and download it as you can. Going to be a lot of fun times, as well as new modes of play. Not to say new modes of play, new styles of play. And look at that circle, Contra. Very, very interesting indeed. I think about 80 to 70% of the population, no, 80% of the population is actually outside of the circle and very much spread out. So this is going to be very interesting for those that are at El Pozo as well as Monte Nuevo to be holding on towards those spots. And those are those spots that could actually be where a lot of the high traffic area is going to be for in terms of rotations. So this could benefit players with long range scopes for sure moving forward, Contra.
Indeed, it will be able to, of course, showcase majority of the teams here with their prowess on those long range engagement. And I also would put a lot of hopes for them to head right in towards the Monte Nuevo section and take on a little bit of a urban warfare. We haven't seen that for the entirety of the day, where we have already seen many fights taking place on the very final circle, outside of open terrains at the very least. Or should I say, sometimes there's always creases of the hill that they can still hide in. But Eagle 365, they're already on their move. And right across, it's going to be MBS, so they are just about to exit El Pozo. But ArkAngel Predator, I think that they have some of the safest region to play. Despite the fact that MBS has already moved right towards the bottom side, AAP, at least securing that bottom half-quarter map, they could have that ease of access, whether if they want to choose to hard engage or just to play very much safely so.
So as this turn of events could, excuse me, not turn of events, as this game develops, this could be, I think, very much quite slow actually, considering the positioning of a lot of these teams. I think that a lot of these teams are actually going to be caught out as soon as they go into the circle. So I predict I predict an explosion of eliminations to pop up on our kill feed, maybe around around phase 2 to phase, I think the ending of phase 2, which is where we're going to see it the most. While phase 1, yeah, we might see some of the teams actually be very much, oh wait, seems that I spoke a little bit too soon here. The ricochets of a shot there can be heard towards Team Extraordinaire as return fire is going to come his way. So I do think that a lot of these teams may actually be caught in some detrimental spots if they're not able to get any vehicles. So I'm thinking that vehicles are going to be very much the high priority targets here as they go into the play zone. Contra.
Yeah. And we saw Bahamut trying to actually make a cruise down towards the Val, but of course getting stopped halfway mark. Not too much of a worry, but for Botzler, they've already moved across as Nomads haven't been able to actually hit the mark. Now, of course, you have made a little bit of a foresight of what will happen down the phases. Phase 2, most likely so, at the very end of it. And I'm looking at the corners of St. Martin to be a very congested area, unless if teams were to do what Botzler is doing right now, cut all the way towards the north side, slowly move down towards the Impala section, or should I say, head in towards the south side or the north side, then only move directly towards the edges, heading in towards more of the western terrains is going to be much better. Don't worry, it's just a little bit of a rendering that needs to be done here. From the future, he's not hovering in midair. No Aladdin with his genie in the lamp. Just a little bit of a broken heart, not securing chicken dinner from the past game.
Yep, gonna be a bit of that working out for them. 64 players, 16 teams in play, 7 minutes into the game, almost 7 minutes into the game, and we don't see any of these teams actually score out big wins. So we'll wait. We do see some early sprays here coming in. Could be I spoke too soon, as we do see a very, very immediate push coming in from them. Mr. Chan now very aggressive on the side of Bahamut Gaming. Not too far behind is going to be his teammates as well. Going to give him a little bit of support. It's got to be careful though for the side of Ziobo, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be on the other side of that. So this could be one of the ways for Bahamut Gaming to actually try to pressure on towards the side of 2Ark.
2Ark haven't had a fantastic day. Bahamut hoping to really start the party at the very least. Taps actually connect coming from the side of RCM. Now, this is just by the top heels of St. Martin, but now that they're pretty much outnumbered, I guess it's more of a call for Bahamut to back away, especially when there are shots coming in from the far western direction. So, not really the best case scenario for them if they were to, of course, go on a long haul journey all the way into the west. Speaking of journey to the west, I'm pretty sure that some of you guys may have heard about the folklore monkey boss, if that's the correct name.
That's
might
very
just be
meta.
Monkey Kings.
Very meta in terms of your references here, Contra. Very obscure and very meta in terms of your references for sure. But going for it, so from the future, not back from the future, is definitely going to be holding on towards a high ground position, but is going to be scoped up maybe by the side of NRX Esports. NRX right now, one of the bigger winners, could benefit from another chicken dinner for themselves here. Could catapult them forward. Eagle 365 now getting some shots on the Triple S. But none of them are going to ring through.
None of that at all. Colony still dominating day number 1. The top 5 teams are the ones with the chicken dinners. Well, Colony is the first team to bring it to the 30 series of kills. Hansi of Eagle Eye needing to stash in 5 more points of kills in order to overtake the likes of Colony, while Shibert right now goes in to try to negate any kind of commotion that will be sent his way. So Hansi and the rest of them are on this weird split where 2 of them are taking on the high ground and the 2 on the lower side. So if they were to actually let go and not really apply pressure, that will be the end of them. So this is why they keep pummeling bullets after bullets, although they're not really getting too much out of it.
Yeah, so looking at how these players are going to play it out, I feel that that's going to be one of the ways that. Oh wait, but before that though, we do see that we're going to be going on to Team Extraordinaire. This could be a very interesting fight. And Nate, they're going to go off. How now going to be very much pushing into the spot. It's going to go circle and loop around. Could be an opportunity for him to get one. Sunshine not too far behind as well. Going to go onwards to get Triple X Death down. Look at that from the top side. 4 Samurai eliminated by Team Extraordinaire. How getting that final kill.
How playing more than how, if you guys understand Chinese, of course. I only understand 10% of it, but I guess it's how enough. So it stands for good, just in case you guys don't know. So he's one of the final few players that's still alive for Team Extraordinaire. 3 pointers in. Extraordinaire. Quite an unfortunate run for today. You know, they did pretty much very well as compared to many of the teams. FTF, of course, had the most amount of kills, which I gotta correct my statement early on. I was looking at the top 5. Out of the top 5, of course, the ones who's chicken dinner. Collie does have the most kills, but if we want to look at the numbers, it's FTF as well as these guys right here who's really putting those all the way in their pocket, but not really getting that bite. Now, AAP is playing a little bit of a turret defense, trying to look for that vehicle as NRX Esports is going to be having, whoa, a broken vehicle right into the streets, and Triple S. They are not right now stranded in the middle of the desert with nowhere to run, with very little room to hide.
So Tsunami now taking some of those long-range shots, as we do see that Triple S right now in a lot of bother here. 2 members already down for the count on the side of Triple S, as we do see that the fire coming in from the side of Namxiao as well. Sandwich in from those 2 sides is definitely going to benefit members of NRX. Those overlapping angles of fire is definitely going to be detrimental towards Triple S, as they decide to bug out and be like, yeah, we'll live to fight another day, Contra.
Yeah, I guess that was where they have established very good zone control, and Phase 2 feels like it's taking forever. 15 teams still intact. The first one to fall was the 4 Samurais. And, you know, Miramar is just a very difficult place to be, especially when you have such a high mechanically gifted skill cap that's on, or is there the cap to actually put onto the likes of all these pro players? CJ, one that I've been looking out for, hasn't been able to, you know, go in for his signature solo showdowns out there, but instead, I think that ArkAngel as well as Mad Dog has been getting themselves some really good positions for the team. Of course, it's not always about individual plays after all when you come into such an esports title that will have to rely on majority of your members to make things work. And to actually make things work here, NRX, they're applying so much pressure, all of them pointing the same gun all the way to pick off against Eagle 365.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those turns here, as we do see that Namxiao going to give more into Team Extraordinaire. So that's going to be very revealing indeed in terms of them trying to get some of the shots off Nicel here. May actually be in one of those situations where he does spot out members of Triple S, Sopan Santun's squad, if I'm not mistaken. Sangat Sopan Santun, excuse me, as they are 2-man down, as they are looking to get away from all of this action and try to at least survive it out. Monkey Boss to 2807 here, looking towards getting that high-range shot, high-angle shots from the top side of the map where he is there. So this could be very much the way that he works it out, but oh no, S correct, being taken down. We do see 3 members from the side of BS now down for the count, as Fuego now being very aggressive indeed. As Pasha will be able to take down part 12. Pasha takes down another one as well.
And he's left all alone, though. I don't think that he could actually do all too much. Escorex needing a little bit of help, but he is finding a little bit of the health bar being chunked out from the side of Barzam. Pasha possibly will not be able to save Escorex for now. Playing as a Lone Ranger. Well, Chins has already seen a little bit of glimpse of Pasha over the other corner. He drops a nade. Can he actually connect, though? Immediately being sidestepped, and Barzam is just holding him company. Well, Angelo coming in with a little bit of a flank. And from the side of Botslayer, it's them being stuck at the corner of the wall, and there's nothing much to be done about that. So, good 4 pointers out there for Fuego.
Yeah, Fuego was able to at least take out Bot Slayer. Very, very nicely done for them. And it seems that Pasha wasn't able to use his speed in that sense. And it was very unfortunate for them in terms of how they were fighting it out. But then again, it's all about the movement and the closeout for the side of Fuego. But we're going to be moving over to Bahamut Gaming, though. CLNY Colony in a lot of trouble.
Indeed, they are. TBL QS already down to his final bullet, needing to actually go in for a reload. Nann's gonna be able to actually find one member inside of Colony. Not too sure where that is, but that's definitely a huge pickup out there. Colony now trying to establish a little bit more dominance if they can actually close out this game inside of Miramar. And 2Ark is just sending straight shots into his compounds where Bahamut Gaming. Initially, they were having 2 members split up over the top side of the hill. Now they cannot do exactly so because majority of the zone has already been close off limits. While MBS bullets after bullets, it's going to be FFG coming back into action. The last time we saw them perform inside of Miramar, they've been able to actually get that chicken dinner. Now with Savior as well as Kevy, they have been able to secure 2 kills for the Blazed side. Savior being their top fragger for now. Aoki also dishing quite a substantial damage out there. He's number 14 and the average damage department overall. And Monkey Boss having the final member being taken out, and that's going to be RNRX that will be chipping right in. FFG has known the fact that there is some teams lying around waiting for them to just move out of the way. But now that it's kind of in between Monty and Evo, many of them are scratching their head, wondering where exactly is the best place to be coming to phase number 5.
So coming in from members of FFG, they are in a really interesting spot. They do have quite a bit of defilate here that they can work with. So I'm thinking that this could be one of the opportunities for them to actually try to fight it out. But it is going to be rather interesting as we switch views over to Colony. They are going to be oversighted by members of AX. We do see some shots there coming in from Killa, Momonji, as well as Alec towards members of AX. Arep now going to go for the single man, not to say single man flank, but going for a wider angle. Could be an opportunity for you to get some of those kills.
Ooh. Speaking of kills right there, ArkAngel Predator having member drop outside, and this is really concerning. As much as there are smokes, Friendly Fire Gaming, they have that perfect elevation to readily go in for the taps, and it seems like Savior has been able to connect one. Now switching over, and that's where Teddy will be able to find Catalia, but we are definitely fixating our eyes. We're not, can they actually go in for the save? ArkAngel Predator may have to give way. Sansa Pansato, next team to go out. 13th spot for them.
All right, so we do see Xavier now being able to score 2 kills for his team FFG, as they are going to be bugging out and saying, you know what, let's go switch positions. But they got to be careful though. AAP still very much in a play here. Team Extraordinaire gets very much close by with Fuego, as Angelo will be able to take down Neil in that exchange, where we do see How now taking some of those shots. Will be able to go for the energy drink pickup as well as try to switch up his angles.
Yeah, Fuego doesn't really have all too much to spare as well. So the stakes are pretty much high for both sides, at least, and on a high note for the evening. That's the only wish that they could possibly go for, especially going as a Lone Ranger. It's going to be a lot more difficult. Killa now finds the head of Xavier. Same goes to FDF. Oh my goodness, a collateral coming right through. FDF versus FFG once again. This is where FDF tries to go in to avenge some of the results that they had. Of course, with that blast of the grenade, Taddy will be securing all of them, having the last laugh. And they say, yep, to hell with you if I can. And Teddy absolutely clutched it, being the final remaining member of From the Future.
Well, very, very much unfortunate for the side of Friendly Fire Gaming. They were taken out at position number 12 in that exchange, and it seems that it was all on Friendly Fire, FTF, as well as Colony being able to take them out for the count, and that's just unfortunate for them moving into it. It was a nice try for them, but it seems that the third-party curse is real.
That's right. And I guess that this is one of the more difficult situations when you have a hard shift. Instead of Monte Nevo directly inside the city, it's moving up and towards the mountainous hills. That's going to be lurking around the outskirts of Power Grid, of course. Hey, there's a little bit of a special delivery, which Teddy potentially has already picked up. So I guess it isn't all too bad, especially when you have so many stocks of items to stash up upon, where he could definitely pull off a little bit of an old school Ibiza play, where you just pop 20 over smokes if you do have any sort of space for that. Now, grenades are being lobbed right by. I guess that there's not much room, but oh my goodness me! Abstract to crash right in, and straight in towards the face of Kali, and it's only gonna be Killa that's gonna be left here, while From the Future is the next one to fall. I guess that Lone Ranger is not gonna be able to actually hold on tightly, and the Colony is eliminated alongside with E36, where Bahamut having XEZ absolutely destroying the entirety of Eagle 365. What on earth is going on in Miramar?
Wow, Miramar is definitely going to be one heck of a fight for a lot of these players here, as we do see. Oh no, Astrax eliminated at 7th spot.
Whoa, AljnBOTz? Are you kidding me? He capitalized on all these mock members, and he just got the easiest triple of his lifetime. Wish we could actually get a glimpse of that. Now, phase number 5 is already closing right in. It's time for phase number 6, but Avid Gaming may just say, finally, we have a chance at this chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner here, potentially for the side of NRX, EX, AAP, Fuego, Bahamut Gaming, and Nomads here. This could be one of the ways for some of these players to actually win it out and push out forward. Potentially could be another Filipino win here, as the number of Filipino teams are definitely a lot higher than anyone else. But we do see that moving forward, the rings of suppressed shots could be working in their favor. So we do see that Nomads now, 3 kills for Imperius moving forward. Phase number 6 about to end, and it seems that there is a bit of urgency in their steps closing out.
Now Imperius tries to line all the shots on the 8 times, and okay. Instead of him hopping around, it's the broken vehicle is kind of doing a little bit of twerk. Don't have any bad ideas, by the way, guys. It's only a little bit of a visual glitch, not to worry. AAP now going for a shot. Extraordinary, the next one to fall. Now it leaves only 5 more teams on the block. 23 minutes, 45 seconds. NRX is in a really good position here to secure a win of their own as well. But ArkAngel Predator, if they do get this win though, alongside with more kills, that could also shoot them to that number 1 spot. Same could be said for NRX, but they need to also push for those kills. CJ, now with a nade.
Okay, so long nade there for the side of CJ. AAP now moving towards a better spot. We've got lots of defilade here for them to work with, as the final game could be a way for them to end this. Could be a way for them to end out big here. NRX, if they're able to score this out, this could catapult them towards the first spot. AAP as well as Fuego, Bahama Gaming, and Nomads now are the final few teams left standing. Good shots there from Modoloco. Nomads now taking a little bit of damage in that. Imperius now immediately tries to go for the reply. Will not be able to land onto anyone here. Imperius throws up the smoke. Will go for the underhanded toss here. And instead of that, we do see Kirmizi now from the side of Nomads trying to get as much information as he can. It seems that the high ground could benefit him for setting up some wide sight lines that could actually give them quite a bit. It's all a Filipino affair here for all these teams.
That's right. They might just be pretty much familiar with a lot of all these screams being played out, and NRX now getting a little beautiful knocked. Nomad now moving all around. They're just taking cross corners, but that's going to be Angelo coming from the side of Fuego. As Fuego manages to actually not only find one, but two before he gets bursted down. Bahamut now having 3 members to control the northern end. Meanwhile, ArkAngel Predator still finding room to fend off against the likes of NRX. And NRX, they're turning tails to run towards the southeastern side of the map while they are slowly climbing up the hills. They're trying to actually check around those corners if there's anyone looking around. The game's pretty much even for many of them, but NRX, can they actually do it as a duo squad at the moment? ArkAngel already losing his helmet, and that's going to be easy. Going with a beautiful spray down there, looking for the final touch though. Tsunami does not really go down, and Purist will be able to find ArkAngel one more time is all it takes, and he does get that knock. One more kill to be secured, but it seems like CJ steals it away. Tsunami will go to the hands of ArkAngel Predator instead.
Nicely done there from Mr. Chan being able to take down Modoloco. We do see that he's going to be a top 4 here. Nomads, Bahama Gaming, ArkAngel Predator, as well as NRX left behind. It's an all Filipino affair here with Nomads as well. Nomads, BG, as well as AAP with 3 members, with NRX with 1. So I think Spongy will be able, excuse me, not Spongy, sorry. NRX could be able to turn this out for himself in terms of it being an advantage if he decides to play it very, very quietly and try to play a very third-party type of game. But at the same time as well, we do see Nomads, NRX out of the game at 4th spot. AAP losing out 1 member already down to the ground. Nissel is going to be the casualty here. No secure kills for them, but it's going to be Nomads as well as Nomads fighting out against BG, as BG RCM was able to take down Kirmizi with some beautiful shots of our view. Imperius now going to try to go for the reply, Contra.
He's got an AUG, but it's not going to be enough, and that's where the rest of Bahama Gaming having it easy here to be able to actually take down majority of the Nomads, now only down to 2 teams. ArkAngel Predator has been lying silently and waiting for this golden chance. That one-way ticket, and it has to be this classic match once again. Bahama Gaming today has been shut down by ArkAngel Predator time and time again. Now, going for the restock, Bahama Gaming should be able to find a stash of the AUG in the crate where they have been able to knock down the final member of the side of Nomad. But CJ, he's got that AWM, and he's ready to, of course, take them on from a certain range or so. AljnBOTz alongside with CJ. Now they were going to be pushing a little bit upwards, but for the side of RCM, he's going to be on that far flank in the case if ArkAngel Predator is going to be lurking right by. 3 versus 3, but I'm seeing Mad Dog just lying by the outskirts. That's 1 grenade, or should I say Molotov, that's going to be dropped over on the pickup truck. RCM trying to zone them off as well. And this might just actually break down in a beautiful mess. Now they do spot out a little bit of glimpse of a member of ArkAngel Predator popping out. It's easy now, securing 5 kills already for a team. Needing a tad bit more against ArkAngel Predator. Now it seems like they've spotted out. Mr. Chad goes in for 1, but Mad Dog goes in for an exchange. That makes it even 2 versus 2.
We'll be able to get that secure onto ArljnBOTz there. Mr. Chan was able to get it off very, very well, but CJ will be able to get a return onto Xeezy. We do see now 2v2, as you mentioned beforehand. We do see that nade going to go off towards him. CJ going for the heal. It's going to be a very interesting one indeed. 2v2. Ooh, Mad Dog now immediately takes off the advantage here. It's going to be Mr. Chan that becomes the latest casualty, and it's going to be a scope there. 1 shot going to go over towards the side of Mad Dog. Mad Dog now immediately goes for it. Cocks another round into the chamber. Will be able to get that kill. Gets it off, but gonna try to bait it out. Will he be able to get the peak? No. RCM gonna drop down those smokes. Mr. Chan is gonna be taken down by Mad Dog here. It's gonna be a very interesting 1v2 fight. Could RCM be able to get this? It's all about circle priority. Moving out towards him. It's going to be a two-way flank with CJ as well, but the fire back is going to come towards Mad Dog. Mad Dog now going to be very, very aggressive indeed with his push here, as we do see that Bahamut Gaming's RCM going to try to play it as safe as he can. But how can he do this? It's all a matter of who he gets out first. If Mad Dog peeks out a little bit too early, it's going to be a huge problem for him. But could it be the one-tap special here with the AWM?
Oh no, now we're going into Phase 9 already. The very first Phase 9 game coming into the very final end. It needs him to get right in towards the center of the circle, and ArkAngel Predator, they've definitely got the better of positioning, but there is time to be played out at the very least. Now he needs to actually get all the smokes right over across the corner, and he has to, of course, play it really safely. He spots out CJ, popping his head off. Now he's trying to line this grenade all the way in towards the tree, being very much hopeful, but how much can he actually hope for when Mad Dog as well as CJ is trying to keep him out of the corner? He gets one tap, and can he actually do it though? CJ still looking around, but RCM, he's not going to give up just about yet. If he moves towards the left side, he doesn't really get much of cover. CJ now popping under smoke, giving a little bit more of that protection for himself. Now finding him, his head is on the crosshair, but then again, it doesn't seem like they've been able to actually align all together. They're getting a little bit more impatient. That's where CJ wants to push right. He's got the M4 in hand. Can he actually pull through? RCM now back against the wall, and another Molotov to negate CJ18.
Very nicely done here. CJ18 in a little bit of bother here, trying to get his best off, but it seems that RCM will be able to take that off. But look at that. There goes the spray there. Will he be able to get it? No, it's not. Oh, it's not going to be enough, and it's going to be a big win for the side of ArkAngel Predator. 12 kills for Nann, Mad Dog, EvlPtrick, CJ18, and AljnBOTz.
Wow, what a game that was to end the entirety of the final match of the day. And we have been waiting for ArkAngel as well as Bahamut here to pop up, and it has to be a decider between the two. So that's where ArkAngel Predator has, of course, all smiles on their face by the very end of day number 1. So added with that 12 kills that you mentioned, I'm not entirely sure where does ArkAngel Predator gets plays in the entirety of the scoreboard. Of course, we shall wait and see and moments to come. But what a spectacular run inside of Miramar that was, coming out of majority of teams that have been able to put their A game forward. And this PUBG Challenger Rumble 2021 has been nothing short of amazing when it comes down to the action that we're getting overall.
Yeah, it has been a crazy one indeed. As the highlights will show you, there were some action-packed fights, and there was some crazy turnarounds here for some of these teams. Nomads there being able to score quite a bit of big wins there. So I do think that despite the fact that it was almost Bahamut Gaming being able to score out the win, it was AAP that just used their discipline and their tactics to be able to score out one big win for themselves. AAP definitely got out a little bit more out of this, despite the fact that Bahamut Gaming's RCM was able to hold on for quite a long time there. I think it was all a matter of him being able to sustain the fight. But man, oh man, was it a crazy one indeed. Look at that RCM. Very, very much had to push out because the circle was not in his favor. If the circle was in his favor, maybe it would have played out differently for him. But at the end of the day, we can only how to say, speculate, right? At the end of the day, facts remain the same. ArkAngel Predator wins it out. And just so you guys know, Philippines biggest winner for day 1 of week 1 of this series. Why? Because they were able to score 3 winner chicken dinners across 3 different maps, across 3 different games. Despite the fact that there were no 2 teams that were able to win chicken dinner back-to-back consecutively, it is still a big win for the Filipino contingent here today.
Exactly. So, and of course, let's add all the numbers up in match number 6. This is day 1 all wrapped up, of course, for the final game, but we have yet to see the total scoreboard for all these replacements for everyone else. ArkAngel Predator, evidently with the chicken dinner. They also walk with that total of 12 kills. But Bahamut Gaming coming pretty closely. If they can actually shut down AAP, then that will be a total of 11. But of course, they can only do about that. What's over is over. 6 points in for side of Extraordinaire on third place, and the RX Esports comes in pretty much tied up with Fuego as well as the Astrax, as they each walk away with 5 points overall. But of course, positioning matters when it comes down to this case. 4 points for Nomads from the future, while Burning Fire Gaming comes out with 3, 2 for the Colony as well as 4 Samurai, 1 for 2 Ark as well as Bosley, while the rest of them receive nothing in return. One way to actually end the day here on a very close battle, and Bahamut Gaming literally was hanging on that 1 HP against CJ, as well as, if I do recall correctly, it was Mad Dog. And this is where we add all the numbers all together. Lo and behold, ArkAngel Predator with one of the biggest comeback of the A number 1, and with just about enough points, just one ahead of the Colony to take that number 1 spot.